Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Joshua Arce, Joshua Reviews, Movies, and More. And today we have a DC update for you guys. We talk all things Lantern, Supergirl, Man of Tomorrow, and more. Please make sure to go ahead and subscribe, leave a like on the video. Thank you for clicking on this video. Please comment down below your thoughts and your theories on Lantern, Supergirl, Man of Tomorrow. All those things I just mentioned we will be talking about in today's video. All my socials are linked down in the description down below. Please go follow, and I shall catch you all on the flip side. Let's go. So, we are going to be talking Supergirl first. So, Junkie XL, Raman Djawadi, those were the past composers of Supergirl. Now we have a new composer coming in, and I do not understand as to why it is taking so long to secure a composer for this movie. We kind of had a similar problem with Superman last year, where David Fleming had to come in and help out John Murphy with the score. So I do not know what the problem is with DC Studios and its composers and not being able to keep them on track, but it's very, very interesting to me. I have no idea. Apparently, supposedly, Greg Gillespie was not happy with Junkie's score for the movie, so I guess they just sort of went into another direction. I have no idea. I love Junkie XL. I think he's a fantastic musician, and he did such a great job on Batman vs Superman with Hans Zimmer, and then he tackled his own thing with Zack Snyder's Justice League, and he is genuinely an amazing composer, and he's done amazing work in the Sonic movies as well. So I am just really intrigued to see where this all is going. I have no idea. I have not heard of this new composer that they have attached to the movie. I believe her name is, I'm not even going to attempt to say it, but yeah, I am I'm intrigued, to say the least. So let's hope that that's good. The next thing that I want to get into is lanterns. So let's go ahead and talk about that. So there was a newly shared image of Kyle Chandler and Aaron Pierre on the set of Lanterns, or I think it's maybe a still image from the actual show itself. So I genuinely cannot wait to see this show. I know there's a lot of controversy surrounding it, but it is still one of my most anticipated projects of 2026. It has been one of the most anticipated projects of the DCU ever since it got announced way back when in that DC slate back in 2022, 2023, right? That was pretty crazy. So yeah, I'm very, very excited to see what the crew have cooked up with lanterns. Chris Mundy and the rest of the crew did just share a photo of all of them, the crew of lanterns. So I'm just really hoping that this team is really taking care of these characters, and we're going to talk about lanterns here in a second, a specific Green Lantern that is going to be appearing in an upcoming DCU project fairly soon. And then we're going to be pretty much talking about the supposed trajectory of that show and where it may be headed. But next thing I want to talk about is actually Man of Tomorrow. So let's go ahead and get into that. So, Man of Tomorrow, we have huge names appearing in this movie, right? David Cornsweet, Rachel Brosnahan, Skylar Gazandu, Frank Grillo, etc., etc., etc. Nicholas Hoult returning as Lex Luthor. But Aaron Pierre is going to be reprising his role as Jon Stewart in this movie, which is obviously very, very fun. I cannot wait to see that whole dynamic play out. But who is not returning is Kyle Chandler as Hal Jordan, which is very intriguing to say the least, and I think that just goes to show what the game plan is for his character. He's either going to die or they're going to, retire him and write him off as a character. I have no idea. I do think this is a terrible decision, DC Studios, by the way, so let's maybe fix that a little bit. There are no movie components in Kyle Chandler's contract when it comes to, his DC Studios run, so it looks like by the end of that series, we may not have a Hal Jordan in the DCU, which sucks. And I just think, every decision that this studio continues to make is just another bad one. So yeah, it's just not great so far, And talking about lanterns, the trailer for that show has been #1 on YouTube for the past, it's been around the #1, #2 spot for the past several weeks. And people keep on bringing up trailer views, and people said the same thing about Superman last year. And that movie did not do as well as people thought it would do, as Ted Sarandos literally just confirmed a few weeks ago. So, yeah, I genuinely cannot wait to see how that translates when Lanterns actually releases, but we're just gonna have to wait and see about that. I know that, Aaron Pierre is a very talented actor, and I believe he's going to absolutely kill it as, Jon Stewart. I think is a fantastic casting as that character. But it's just a matter of why is he coming back, but not how? Why is Kyle Chandler not coming back? That's really interesting. And they've always wanted to go the old Hal Jordan route, the one before Kyle Chandler, the one that they were trying to go after before Kyle Chandler eventually got the role was Josh Brolin. So this was always the plan, but we're just going to have to wait and see how this all plays out. The next thing I want to talk about is Peacemaker real quick, and then we're going to go ahead and sort of wrap up the video, but I want to talk about Peacemaker real quick. So, Peacemaker won an award at the Saturn Awards, and I am just utterly confused. I do not understand the hype around this show. I understand some people like it, but I genuinely don't see the appeal. Genuinely. I don't think really the humor is there. It just doesn't stick with me. None of it really resonates with me. Congrats to the whole Peacemaker crew who worked on that season and who worked on, and who work on Peacemaker. And especially congrats to Mr. James Gunn. That is an incredible achievement. But again, I just don't think it's a show worthy of winning awards, So, but again, congrats to that entire crew. That's amazing. That's an amazing achievement to that entire cast and crew. That's awesome. So yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap up this video now. Let's go ahead and do the outro. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was my video. Thank you all so much for watching. Let me know what you guys think about this down in the comments down below. I've been Joshua RSA, Joshua Reviews, Movies, and More. Please make sure to subscribe, leave a like on the video, comment down below your thoughts. All my socials are linked down in the description if y'all want to keep up with what I'm doing. So yeah, take care and peace.